Well guys, so are you training really hard but not getting weight loss results that you would want? And why would you not want to push or sprint with your weight loss if you really want to? That question comes from one of you and I want to answer it because it is quite common thing and it's quite problematic. Here is the question. Hello Daniel, if you don't mind, could you please explain two things to me? Now, don't get me wrong, but I'm a results type of person. Perfect. The more weight I can see dropping off on the scale, the more motivation I get, which is super typical. Yet everyone says that losing a lot of weight is not sustainable. Here is my question. Why is it not a good idea to drop down to your ideal weight and then maintain that weight? The second question is, for the past week, I've been training like crazy, like everyone in the program, in the fitness program. Why am I the same weight from the day I've started? Well, so there are three things, really. The first one I would answer is like, it's typical for people who crash diet and then really have problems actually keeping that weight off, is that they lose their weight initially, they start losing weight like crazy because they suddenly increase their activity like crazy. They start eating salads, so their energy intake is like drops really quickly down. Their energy expenditure through exercise goes really up, so they were here before and suddenly they are like this, right? So this is the deficit that they have created, and this huge deficit allows them to start dropping weight like crazy, and that is really motivating. But as you can see, it doesn't work for a long period of time. First, you might get really hungry after a few weeks because your hormones like leptin, these things start catching up. The second thing is your body starts adapting. It's like, well, there is something that's going on. First thing is that your body weight starts decreasing, so your energy expenditure starts decreasing as well. You don't need as much calories as you once needed. So you would also need it again to recalculate and create that deficit. Very common thing. Another thing is that, making this crash dieting, crash exercising, this is what they do in The Biggest Loser, right? In that show. Obese people start exercising like crazy, start creating huge deficits. Is it sustainable? For a short period of time, you lose a lot of weight, you drop it. Again, hormones go crazy. It's unsustainable lifestyle. And then 1 year later, or 2 years, 3 years later, you are back where you are started. So, no, slower weight loss is generally better for majority of people, for majority of the time. The only exception is like if you are like a person who is dropping for a competition weight and so on, but then you are not obese, right? So we are speaking with people who really need to lose weight, or maybe you are not obese, but you have some weight to lose, but you are also not that athlete preparing for stage, like bodybuilder, let's say, or you are not already very lean. So people who have a lot of body weight to lose, they can drop more calories, they can start dropping weight really quicker or faster. But again, you cannot outrun your diet. Diet plays a huge role. So let's get back to that question. Why is it not a good idea to drop down to your ideal body weight and then maintain that weight? Well, that is that is what you want to do, but you don't want to do it really quickly, really fast. First, you don't develop habits that you will need to keep that weight off. This is a huge problem. Majority of people, they just, grind their teeth. They do anything and everything like with huge intensity for a short period of time. After that happens, hunger catches up, they get back to their old habits. It's not like they will sustain it. They will not sustain their activity that they used to create that caloric deficit and to drop that weight, they start regaining weight. If you want to learn more, I have covered it in my article on my website, like more deeply how actually yo-yo dieting works. So you can go deeper into that, and I keep that updated. It will be linked down in the description. Besides that, another thing that happens is that, yes, you are creating unsustainable lifestyle. One thing is that, let's say, you started 3,000 calories. So this is where you started your weight loss journey. Now you drop to 2,000 calories. And you created this 1,000 calorie deficit by exercising and eating less, right? Then you need to drop it again to keep losing weight over time to, let's say, 1,500 calories. But, then maybe to 1,200. Where do you go from there? And usually, people who do that, they usually already start at pretty low calories, especially you ladies. You have been dieting for a long period of time. You maintain your body weight at 1,500 calories. You want to lose weight, you drop to 1,200, 1,000. You get very huge hunger spikes in the evening and so on. So, right. But you really need to understand that you cannot cheat caloric balance. And creating a huge deficit is a great way that it will rebound. So it's a good idea to lose that weight, to get to your ideal body weight, but not in like one weight loss sprint, especially if you don't have previous experience doing so. Majority of you don't. The second thing is, when we think about it, people who have a lot of weight to lose, what they usually do is they start and they do the diet for weeks and months until they get to that ideal body weight. But in the end, they are at these very low caloric intakes with very high exercise expenditure, caloric expenditure, that is not maintainable. Faster is not better. Period. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Okay? Hope that makes sense now. So the second part of the question. I've been training like crazy. Why am I the same weight since I started? So since the start of the program, that means a little bit more than 1 week. And you cannot expect changes all the time from week to week. Maybe when you really start, then you start exercising. I see it with runners. They jump on a program, they start running, their energy expenditure increases, but then you plateau, just like this guy. So make educated choices when it comes to your diet, to your exercise. More intensity is not better. If you think like you push harder, you crash yourself, you are sweating a lot, and that is the way how to burn a lot of calories, you are wrong. You are just maybe creating more hunger and so on. It's not really sustainable. And the way how you lose weight is through diet, not through exercise. Easy cardio can really help with that by burning a lot of calories. So for example, you go for a walk, 10 kilometers, you burn 500, 400 calories. It's easy, you are not sweating, it's really easy walking, right? Compare that to 30 minutes of really hard, high intensity circuit exercise where you are sweating, and you've burned 200 to 300 calories. And you are crushed, and you are super hungry a few hours later. Not sustainable. Wrong approach. Second, strength exercise or resistance exercise is very useful because on one side, it can help you build muscle, which really doesn't happen unless you are new to strength training, which many obese people are. So that's great. But anyway, it helps you to preserve muscle mass, so you are not losing as much fat as you are losing muscle. So ideally, you want to be losing more fat than muscle, and resistance training and high protein intake can really help you with that. Hope that answered your questions. And also for the reason, I've created a 7-day mini course during which I will help you to determine your ideal energy intake or caloric intake, because many of those trackers that you see on the websites are off, and usually they can be like between 250 to 500 calories, but in some extreme examples all the way to 1000 calories off. That means that you might be even thinking like you should be in a deficit and losing weight, but you are gaining weight. So I created this program to help you determine your maintenance calories, then set your macros so you can achieve weight loss, weight gain, or sports performance, depending on what you want to. So you will make these educated choices. And since this is like 7 days step by step, I will lead you and give you tips through this, how to do it even if you have never counted macros before, if you have never logged calories or whatever. So it is like super easy, super friendly way how to start your journey. Or even if you are somebody who is like seasoned calorie and macro counter, macro tracker, you will learn something new. So go to that link and I will see you on the next time. If you have any questions, comments, post them down below in the comments or hit me through the messages just like this guy. You have a great day.